Okay, then, gents, let's now focus on match week 13 in the Premier League. Chelsea against Manchester United headlines the action. That's the big game of the weekend. Massive one at Stamford Bridge. I'm delighted to say I'm going to be there in West London. Really looking forward to this atmosphere between Thomas Tuchel and Michael Carrick, the caretaker to the interim to the permanent new manager at Manchester United coming in. Nick Mendola, what are you looking for in this game? Because in many ways, this seems like Chelsea are going to stroll to victory, but losing a manager does strange things to a group of players, doesn't it? It can galvanise them, and it wouldn't be out of the question for Man United to sneak a 1-0 or maybe get a point at Chelsea, right?
Right, and who's going to play? That's the question. I look at it, and how are they going to be played? When we see an extended run for Jadon Sancho, which we know we're going to get at some point, and Donny van de Beek, which we're probably going to get at some point, or at least at more regular time, you're going to see two extremely talented and two extremely gifted players who are happy to be out there and ready to implement whatever they're asked to do in order to get more playing time, right? Because neither of those is ever going to get used to not playing. So there is a danger of not a new manager bounce, but a new lease on life. And the fact that this United team knows that the eyes of all these managers are upon them to see whether they want to take the Manchester United job. And if they take a job somewhere else, is that something that appeals to them? So you can't sleep on motivation. All that said, Chelsea, assuming no injuries, is absolutely drawn up to beat United as constructed, with the players that they're missing as well. So I would be really surprised to see Manchester United get a win, especially away to Chelsea in this situation. And that's the main reason I just can't. It would be truly surprising and an indictment on Solskjaer if they picked up a win.
Absolutely, but stranger things have happened, as we said. It's really, really crazy how that works out as soon as a manager leaves. Andy, I'm looking at Chelsea, though, as Nick rightly pointed out. They are on fire right now, demolished Leicester City last time out. Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner are coming back from injury. They haven't even had those two, their main two strikers, the last few weeks. And you've got Pulisic and Ziyech coming off the bench playing well, Mason Mount. I mean, so many great attacking players, Kai Havertz. But for me, it's in midfield, right, when they just dominate games. And Jorginho sitting deeper. We saw N'Golo Kante with those driving runs a bit further forward. I mean, it's so worrying when you play Chelsea because there's so many ways they can hurt you with their wing backs and solid defensively. I mean, this is pretty demoralizing to play against them this season, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just done a really good job, Joe, of reminding me why I picked Chelsea at the beginning of the season to win the title. All of those reasons right there. And I think we've already seen this season, just 12 games in, we've seen Thomas Tuchel prove his worth and his value to this team, getting them through that period. And I know they dropped some points in a couple of games that they otherwise would not have, but they came through. One, they're still in a very good spot, very much within reach. They've got the big game coming up this weekend. They still got the head-to-head matchups with the other two title contenders to come. And so they're in a very good spot, and Tuchel has gotten them to this point. They're also in a good spot in the Champions League. And so everything is proceeding as it needs to do. And I think one of the things that Chelsea, the players probably learned last season from how it played out with Frank Lampard to start the season, he goes, Tuchel comes in, as it doesn't really matter how you start a season. They started a season about as badly as you possibly could, and they finish it as well as you possibly could. European champions. And so I think they're taking this early part of the season very workmanlike. It's very no nonsense. It's all business for them. I'm sure they're having fun, but they're not showing us that they're really having fun right now. They look like a team that's on a mission and is really driven in a way that, and not to say that Manchester City and Liverpool are not, and not to go back to the title race conversation either, but it just has a different feel with them. And I think there's just a focus that exists with this Chelsea team. And so United coming up against them this weekend, everything that's going on, I don't think Michael Carrick probably will inspire the likes of a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Jadon Sancho quite the way that Steven Gerrard was able to do, some of the young Aston Villa players who probably looked up to him as a child. So it's going to be rough sledding for Manchester United in this one. If they score a goal, it's set pieces. It's either Varane or Harry Maguire or Cristiano Ronaldo getting on the end of a corner kick or a free kick and finding the way past Edouard Mendy. Other than that, I don't see any way that they don't just get absolutely smothered off the field. The three center backs for Chelsea will just consume everything in front of their 18-yard box. And at that point, Manchester United don't have a plan B. They don't really have a plan A, but they certainly don't have a plan B.
Yeah, I mean, if Man United score, I think it's almost cause for celebration for the rest of the Premier League because Chelsea have only conceded 4 goals this season, 8 shutouts in 12 games. And we talk it, it's a cliche, right? But defense wins championships. We all know that. Chelsea, that's why they did so well at the end of last season. And they have those extra attacking pieces now to come back for a key part of the campaign, and Lukaku and Werner. I think that's probably why they've taken their time with those 2 guys as well, because they know defensively we don't have to take risks here. We're going to be in every game, and we've still got players out there who can pull something out of a hat to win us a match. Talking about that, Nick Mendola, Cristiano Ronaldo is a man who can definitely do that. His battle against Antonio Rudiger or Thiago Silva, I'm particularly looking forward to that up front. I mean, is that United's only hope, really? Stay solid defensively, and then Ronaldo's going to do something wild to maybe win in the game or get a point at Chelsea?
I might go the other direction. He may do something wild, but I like the other guys on the team to maybe put him in a position to do something wild. Manchester United still has a bevy of fantastic attacking talent. They have players who can serve the ball on their day, and there are ways to instruct them. And we'll find out in the next couple of days whether Michael Carrick or someone above him or on the staff had some strong feelings that weren't being heeded. So as good as a guy as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been, perhaps we'll see some changes now. But with Ronaldo, he's going to do some amazing things the rest of the way, guys. I'm not telling you he's cooked, but he is looking less like himself than we've seen in some time. And maybe the beatdowns of playing weekly in the Premier League, which he said he knew is coming, are starting to take a little bit of a toll on him.
Yeah, definitely. And 2 people to keep an eye on in this game. Bruno Fernandes was left out of the starting lineup in the Champions League game in midweek away at Villarreal, and he's had a really bad run in front of goal, and maybe just take him out of the firing line and just let him have a bit of a breather and a rest and recharge. And Christian Pulisic, of course, came off the bench against Leicester, scored, looked really sharp, and now, thank goodness, he's fully fit. Looked great for the US men's national team over the international break, building himself up slowly but surely. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we have a really good festive season from Pulisic for Chelsea. So, yeah, Chelsea against Man United, massive one at Stamford Bridge. I'll be there at the Bridge in West London. Really looking forward to that. Great atmosphere as always in that tight stadium, tucked away on the lovely streets in and around Fulham and the King's Road. And at Pro Soccer Talk on NBCSports.com, we'll keep you updated with all the latest news from Chelsea, Man United, how to watch, team news, and analysis and reaction while we're there. It's going to be wild, guys. Really looking forward to that one.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series, and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches, and much more.